You guys, man, you're not even in a good position. Most of you guys don't even have one good solid source of income, bro. And most of you guys are living on the edge. You're living on the bread line, not voluntarily either. I talk about breadline living, but I talk about breadline living voluntarily, not forced. I've never been forced to live on the breadline. You know, I've never been forced to live on a breadline, bro. These dogs, I mean, you know, these guys, I mean, they've been at the bottom of the food chain and they accept their position. So you can't really complain at that point. Like when you sit there and say, okay, I'm bottom of the food chain, I'm not gonna do everything I can to change my situation, then that is acceptance, right? So why even complain at that point? Like if you're just accepting your bottom of the food chain. See, I don't do that. I don't accept I'm bottom of the food chain because I don't want to be bottom of the food chain. But when you guys are bottom of the food chain, man, like you gotta realize that bottom of the food chain, man, that's not acceptable, bro. Like bottom of the food chain, man. Like why do you accept being bottom of the food chain? Why do you submit to your position as bottom of the food chain? Why do you submit to that? Why do you accept that? You accept that because you don't have, you know, enough self-esteem. You have self-hatred. You believe others are superior to you. Let's face it, that's why you accept your bottom of the food chain position, because you believe other people are superior to you. And it takes some self-reflection, and you have to understand why you accept the things that you accept. You got issues with yourself at the end of the day. There are major issues with how you view yourself. That's why you accept your bottom of the food chain, your pathetic bottom of the food chain position. These guys who claim that there is no food chain, they do that because it's easier to deny it than to accept it. The mind is going to default to what is easy. See, most of you guys who claim you're watching my content, you're not really getting anything out of it. I mean, because let's face it, you just sit there and accept your situation, man. You sit there and accept your pathetic situation. I mean, nothing's really going to change. Nothing is going to change. We have to, at some point, put our hands up and say, you know what? If nothing's going to change, then what steps am I taking to force that change? That change has to be forced. I'm the kind of guy who, I believe in forcing change in my life because as of now, I have not lived the life that I want to live. I've lived a life that was given to me. The life that I've lived has been a life that was given to me, not a life that I elected to live, not a life that I wanted to truly live. That's the problem. And I'm not going to allow that to keep happening. I'm not. I'm not going to just allow that to keep happening because, I don't believe that that's really what I deserve. See, Dan Pena made a good point, and he said that, you guys commit acts of self-sabotage because you don't believe that you deserve it, right? People don't believe they deserve a better life. So why would they, and this is the thing, it comes from that of belief. See, I believe that I deserve a far better life than what I've lived so far. I strongly believe I deserve a better life than what I've lived so far. I don't sit here and think that the life that I have lived so far is my real life. I just look at that as a prologue, right? That's how I view it, as a prologue. I view it as a prologue to my actual life. See, a lot of you guys, you get emotional and you get angry because the life that you've lived thus far hasn't been good. And you allow that to define you as a man. See, I don't do that. See, I don't allow the life that I have lived thus far to define me as a man. I don't allow that. You know, I don't allow that. I don't allow that to be my reality, man. But see, there are people out there who allow that. They allow the life that they've lived thus far to define them. No, I don't allow. I've not like my life thus far. But see, I don't allow that to define me as a human being, because that's just a prequel. That's just a prologue. You know, like they have a prologue in books. That's not the main story. That's just prior to the main story. And see, this is part of the problem, that you're taking that personal. You're taking the garbage life that you've lived so far, and you're taking that personally, and you're saying, "Oh, that's my reality." No, that's not your reality. That's somebody else's reality that was given to you. And that's what people need to understand. See, I don't take my life personally, because that's not my real life. That's what was given to me. That's what was handed to me. You know, handed to you by your parents, handed to you by society. That's what it is. It's not your real life, you know. But see, this is why I hate the working class mentality. And we've spoken about the working class mentality. Working class people believe that what is given to you, that's your real life. No, that's not your real life. It's your real life if you allow it to be. See, this is the problem. If you allow it and you accept it and you say, yeah, that's my real life, man. That's my real life. Then it's gonna be your real life. Like I always say, you get what you accept, man. If you accept and you say, oh yeah, that's my real life, then that's what you're gonna get. But if you don't accept it, then it's not gonna be your real life. And you got all these ideologies online, doomerism and all these ideologies. That's what doomerism is, when you allow other people to dictate to you what your life is. I don't allow other people to dictate to me what my life is. Because last time I checked, you're a human being, I'm a human being, you ain't God. So why should you dictate to me how I live? I don't believe that this is, how I deserve to live. I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't believe that for 1 second, that how I've lived my life thus far is how I deserve to live. I know how I deserve to live, and that's in luxury. So that's what I'm bloody gonna do. And that's your mentality has to be like that. Otherwise, you're gonna live a life of humiliation and subjugation and domination. Other people wanna put you down, man. That's the reality. If other people didn't want to put you down, then you'd be living the life that you want to live, right? Obviously, other people would want to put you in that position. People want to put you in a compromised position, right? And it's up to you to say, no, I don't accept it. I don't accept that bullshit. And if you think that I deserve that, well, you're going to have to force me, because I'm fighting. I'm fighting. You really gotta have that fighter's mentality, man. That warrior's mentality, not some loser mentality. And it's not about being the strongest guy physically, man. It's about being mentally strong enough to not accept what life has given you thus far. That's what it's all about, guys. You have to be that kind of man to say, no, I don't accept that bullshit. I don't accept that bullshit, man. Real talk. Real talk. I don't accept that BS. As you stand up as a man and you say that, no, I don't accept that. And if you think that I do, just watch me. That's my ideology. That's my mentality, man. If you think I do, just watch me. Just watch me, man. Simple as that. Just watch me. You ain't my boss. You ain't my God. I'm gonna live the life that I believe that I deserve. Men have to start standing up and speaking like that. Not even speaking like that, but actually, taking action. I spoke about the firefighters and I spoke about these people doing these jobs, right? And like I was saying that these people don't want to do these jobs, which is absolutely true. They don't want to do these jobs. People want to work in plush jobs, right? People want to work in nice offices, eating nice foods, drinking. People don't want to work these trash jobs, up and down, running around, chasing people, even policemen, they don't want to work these jobs. I mean, let's face it, people don't want to work these jobs. People are working these jobs because that's somebody else that made that decision, right? Now, let's look at it like this, right? Did they accept that job? Yes, they accepted it. But if it were up to them, would they work that job? No. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to get every single thing that you want in life. I'm not saying that. I'm not pushing delusion to the people, but what I'm saying is that, look, I am able to make a living for myself. Sitting on a computer and basically clicking a few buttons. Yeah, it's more than just clicking a few buttons, making a few phone calls, but ultimately, that's really what it comes down to, clicking a few buttons and making a few phone calls. And, you can make a very good living doing that. I'm not telling guys to think that they can just do anything or become anything. I'm not telling guys that. At the same time, I'm not telling guys to be humiliated, to be subjugated by the establishment. I'm not telling guys to do that. Because I realize that the life that I want to live is attainable for me. See, and this is part of the problem. A lot of you guys don't even believe that the life you want to live is attainable. So that means you're stuck. You're stuck in a rut. See, I'm not stuck in a rut because I understand that the life that I want to live is attainable. It's doable. It's achievable. But there's guys out there who don't understand that. They think that, they're forced. One guy who made a video about me, who I don't like and he doesn't like me either, but the point is that he said I'm forced to work in dirty factories and warehouses. Yeah, because that's what you've been told and you believe that. See, this is a problem with the working class mentality. I'm forced to do this. How are you forced to do this or that? You're not forced to do anything. But you believe that you're forced. What you believe is what your reality will be, because ultimately that's what they want you to believe. You know, I'm going to continue working from my home, sitting there and working from my home, man. Sitting there working from my home, running businesses, making money. And yes, there's stress involved, and I'm not saying that that is just all fine and dandy. Of course, there are issues that you're going to come by, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to build a life that I want to live. And that's what I really preach on this channel. I preach building an actual life that you actually want to live, not living the life that somebody else has given you. Because that's what school really tells you, to live the life that somebody else has given you. No. What they've offered me on the table throughout my life is absolute garbage. I've not been offered anything that I deem as valuable. I've been offered, pardon my French, but shit on a stick. That's what they've given me. Shit on a stick. When I was unemployed back in 2016, what did they tell me? They told me, Unreal, you have to accept any job, any job. That's what they told me. They said to me, Unreal, you have to accept any job. Now, think of that, right? Is that a good deal? Is that a good deal? No, it's not a good deal, right? But that's what they offer you. Now, are you going to take that to heart? Or are you going to be a man and say, F you? F you, F you. Straight up, F you. I'm not taking that deal. That deal is garbage. You can stick it where the sun don't shine, man. I don't want that deal. You give me a better deal. That's my thing. Like, I don't believe in just letting people exploit you, man. I don't believe in that. You want to give me some crap deal? I tell you, F you. And stick it where the sun don't shine, because I'm not your little lackey. That's what they want to put you. That's what they want to make you. I know a lot of you guys are in that situation where you've been put in a position, right? You've basically been put in that position to the point where other people are trying to tell you what's good for you, but what they're telling you doesn't even benefit you, right? That's real. That's a real situation, man. That's a real situation, bruh. Are we gonna sit there and just let these people tell us, what's good for us? Who are they? Who are they, man? Are they, they're nobody. They're just a human being. That's all they are, just a normal human being. We should not let another human being dictate to us what we can and can't do. At the end of the day, I look at my situation and I say, you know what? I'm a hell of a lot better than what society has offered me. I'm a hell of a lot better than that. I'm a million times better than that. And if you think you can just sit there and just tell me what I am and what I'm not, I never gave you that authority. A lot of the time, you know better than what they know. Now, you might be an idiot, you might be, but if you're not an idiot, you know better than what they know. What the hell do they know? You go to these places like the job center, which I don't even recommend going there if you're unemployed. The job center. They're trying to demean you. They're trying to give you something lower than what your true level is. The goal is just get any job. What do you mean just get any job? Last time I checked, I'm not just any guy. See, but this comes from self-esteem though. Some of you guys believe that you're just any guy. Well, If you believe you're just any guy, then enjoy your life of humiliation, subjugation, and domination from other people. See, I don't see myself as the average guy because the average guy does not have a life that I wish to have in any way, shape, or form. There's nothing about the average guy. There's not one thing about the average guy that fills me up with any kind of joy or any kind of um there's nothing that I can appreciate about this individual. And it's not anything personal. It's just that the life that he lives is not a life that I would accept for myself going forward. And that's as simple as that. But people want to sit there and pretend. And some of you guys are below average, man. I've seen the polls on my channel. Some of you guys are below average guys. You're below average yet, you know, and you're below average because that's what you believe you are. You believe you're below average. So if you believe you're below average, then why do you think that you deserve anything better? You don't deserve jack. You don't deserve diddly squat, as they say. You don't deserve a damn thing. You don't deserve anything because you're stupid. You're stupid. You're a below average dude who believes he's below average but yet complains about his reality. How can you complain about your reality when you yourself believe you're below average? I mean, it's just bizarre, but that's the position some of you guys are in. You're lost. You're completely lost. You're confused. You got no idea what you're doing. You got no idea where you're going. You got no idea what you're saying. You're lost. You're completely and utterly lost. You're living in Disneyland. And, I don't believe that a lot of you guys, have any hope, to be quite honest with you. I believe a lot of you guys are going to die in poverty, and it's statistically backed. A lot of you guys are going to die in poverty because you don't want to accept that you deserve to be in the position that you're in, and the position that you're in is your punishment anyway. It's your punishment. The thing is with me is that, like, I understand, right, that the punishment that I'm facing today. I just told you guys I don't live a life that I want to live, and that's a punishment because of my gaming habit, because of my lack of focus, also because of my upbringing. But that's a punishment that I'm facing. I'm facing a punishment because of my choices and decisions that I made in my life, man. I'm being punished every day because of how I've lived my life. I am being punished. See, a lot of you guys, you don't look at it as a punishment. And that's why you're never going to improve your situation. You're never going to improve your situation until you put your hands up and say, yeah, I'm being punished for what I've done. Until you put your hands up and say, yeah, I'm being punished, you ain't nothing going to change. You're going to remain in the same position, bro. And that's a fact. You're going to remain in the same damn position because you're stupid. You're being punished, guys. You're being punished. They're punishing you. This is your punishment stage. And I say, look at it as your prologue, man. Just look at it as your prologue. That's all you have to look. It's a prologue. It's not my real life. It's just my prologue. That's it. It's just my prologue. My real life begins. See, I know my real life begins when I touch down in other countries, man. I know that. See, I know that. That's when my real life begins. That's when I start living the life that I want to live. All this other stuff, I don't let that get to me because at the end of the day, who cares about that? That is just me fixing myself. That's all it is. It's me fixing myself. But you have to have a goal. You have to have a goal in mind to say, yeah, this is what I will have in the future. You have to have that mentality. You cannot have that mentality of this is life and I'm just gonna cope with it, with video games, with alcohol, with drugs, this and that. Nah, bro. You're gonna end up in the gutter. You're gonna end up in the gutter, let's face it. Let's keep it real. You're gonna end up in the gutter. I don't give a toss what I did so far and the mistakes that I made, because at the end of the day, I'm taking the punishment. I'm accepting the punishment. But I'm also going to be the man to end my suffering. See, I don't believe in politics. I don't believe in political parties because that's not the solution. That's not going to solve my problems. How is politics going to solve my problems? I'm not looking for Bernie Sanders to end my suffering. I'm not looking for some revolution to end my suffering. I end my own suffering. Right? And I've already found the solution to end my suffering. Okay? And it's up to you guys to find yours. It's the Unreal Man here, the Truth of Man. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you're informed every time I upload new videos.